When the #1 pick in the 2024 WNBA draft realized she was about to guard her best friend and former Iowa teammate, she couldn't stop grinning. A photo of that moment went viral. Two Midwestern kids whose love of basketball led them on a journey no one saw coming. For most people, playing against a friend is casual. But for Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin, it meant facing someone who'd been beside them through years of grind, pressure, and dreams that once felt impossible. Their friendship didn't start with fame or spotlight. It started at Iowa, in early morning practices, endless film sessions, and shared car rides through the cold Iowa City nights. Clark was the fiery scorer, always loud, confident, pushing everyone. Martin was the calm presence, the captain who kept the locker room balanced. Together, they built something special, a connection that went far beyond basketball. When Clark joined Iowa in 2020, she already had a reputation. She could shoot from the logo, talk trash, and back it up. But she was still young, just a freshman trying to find her rhythm in a new system. Kate Martin, a fifth-year senior who'd overcome a torn ACL, became one of the first people to take her under her wing. She wasn't just a teammate. She became like a big sister. Martin led by example. She didn't score 30 points a game, but she set the tone in every huddle and every defensive play. Clark respected that. She'd later call Kate one of the smartest players she ever met, someone who saw the game 2 steps ahead. And that trust grew fast. On and off the court, they clicked. Their chemistry was visible. Every time Clark made a wild pass, Martin was already cutting to the right spot. Every time Martin got an open look, Clark was the first to celebrate. Their connection was so natural that Iowa fans began to see them as inseparable.
I would say definitely those first 2 years, we definitely were working together to I was definitely more of the calmer presence and being hey, look me in the eyes, deep breath, it's all going to be okay. And I think the leadership style that I really had was just trust. She trusted me because she had seen me putting in the work in the gym. She knew how much I cared. I was only 2 years older than her, but she believed that I had her best interest in mind.
Behind the scenes, the friendship got deeper. Martin was the one reminding Clark to breathe during big games. Clark was the one hyping Martin up when she doubted herself. They had opposite personalities, but that's what made them perfect teammates.
She is an amazing leader, one of the best that I've ever been around in coaching all these years.
Hit! Nice. Good job, Sharon. Nice shot.
She has just a great read on people and how they're feeling, and I think that's what makes her one of the best leaders I've ever been around in my entire life. Luckily, she's not just my teammate, she's one of my best friends and somebody that I've been able to lean on for more than basketball.
Then came the magic run. Iowa wasn't supposed to dominate the way they did. But with Clark's firepower and Martin's leadership, the Hawkeyes became must-watch basketball. The 2023 NCAA tournament changed everything. Clark went nuclear, dropping triple-doubles, breaking records, and pulling Iowa all the way to the national championship game. But while the world was watching Clark, inside the team, everyone knew Martin was the glue. She was the communicator, the emotional anchor, the one who made sure the team stayed grounded through all the noise. They didn't win a national title, but they won hearts everywhere. That Iowa team became a cultural moment. And at the center of it were two best friends chasing the same dream, side by side.
Well, poor Kate has gone quite a while without breaking her nose and having blood gush out of it. And then in one of her last career games, she's on the floor and she has hurt her nose again. I don't know if it's broken or not, but I think Kate's just toughness, resiliency, and leadership is the biggest thing. And I mean, you see it, Kate's a pro player. You see her game, she's hitting fadeaway jump shots, she's going at people. The way she took over at the end of the fourth, she came up with, I think, 6 straight points for us. I mean, I'm just so proud of her. She's worked so hard over the course of this offseason. She knew she was going to be a focal point for us on offense, and I couldn't be more proud of her. She's had a long career. She's all she's ever dreamed of is being an Iowa Hawkeye, and she embodies that every single day.
When their final college season ended in 2024, both knew life was about to change forever. Clark was headed for superstardom, the clear #1 pick in the WNBA draft. Martin's path wasn't as clear. She declared for the draft, but didn't even expect to be picked. She told reporters she mainly did it to end her college journey officially.
Yeah, well, I want to continue playing basketball. I hope I get drafted. I don't know. I hope that happens for me. And if not, then, I move on with my life.
Draft night came in April 2024. The spotlight was all on Caitlin Clark, walking across the stage as the first overall pick to the Indiana Fever. Cameras flashed, fans screamed. It was her moment. But as Clark celebrated, she was also quietly thinking of Kate. Then came the twist. Late in the second round, the Las Vegas Aces called Kate Martin's name. Clark was in the green room watching. The second she heard it, she jumped up, clapping and shouting. That video went viral immediately, the star rookie screaming for her best friend getting drafted. It was pure emotion. That moment summed up their friendship perfectly. Two different journeys, both ending up exactly where they belonged.
And they were going to have him in the mezzanine. I'm like, you better bring her down here because I think she's going to get drafted. What are you thinking when you hear your name called right now?
Oh, man, a lot of emotions. I'm really happy to be here. I was here to support Caitlin, but, I was hoping to hear my name called, and all I wanted was an opportunity, and I got it, so I'm really excited.
We know what you do with an opportunity. This is the world champion, Las Vegas Aces. How can you make an impact and try to make that roster?
Yeah, I'm super excited for the opportunity. I have a really good work ethic, but more than anything, I think I'm a very versatile player. I can score at multiple levels, and I can guard multiple positions, but I'm really excited to get there, and I know I'm going to give it all I got.
Tough as bleep. Congratulations. Thank you.
When the WNBA season started, their paths crossed again, but this time as opponents. The Indiana Fever versus the Las Vegas Aces. For the first time, Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin were on opposite benches. Before the game, cameras caught them during warm-ups. Clark spotted Kate, grinned, and they shared a quick laugh before tip-off. It wasn't planned, it was instinct. That same photo later blew up online. Fans loved it. It wasn't rivalry, it was joy. The kind of moment that reminds people that sports are about connection as much as competition. But once the game started, it was all business. Martin guarded Clark on a few plays, and both gave full effort. Still, you could feel the respect. There was no trash talk, no cheap fouls, just two players pushing each other to be great. After the game, the friendship moment everyone talked about came in the tunnel. Cameras captured Clark hugging Martin tightly before they headed to their team buses. That clip went everywhere. ESPN, TikTok, X. Fans called it one of the most wholesome moments of the WNBA season. Even Aces coach Becky Hammond mentioned how special that friendship was, saying she could see the love and respect between them from the sidelines. What made it even more powerful was that both players were experiencing very different seasons. Clark was under constant media pressure. Every game she played was dissected. Every word, every facial expression analyzed. She was the face of a new WNBA era, and that came with a lot of scrutiny. Meanwhile, Kate Martin was quietly making her own mark. She started as a late draft pick, just trying to make the roster. But her hustle, defense, and energy quickly made her a fan favorite. She earned her spot in a championship-level rotation, not through hype, but through consistency. Fans started calling her the Glue Girl, the same nickname she had at Iowa. Her teammates loved her energy. Commentators began pointing out how her calm, selfless play style was rare for a rookie. Whenever the Aces played the Fever, the storyline always returned to the friendship. Not the rivalry, but the bond. Every handshake, every smile, every quick hug became a viral photo. And every time, fans loved it. You could feel that the connection between Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin went beyond basketball. They weren't just friends. They were proof that loyalty, kindness, and genuine support still exist in sports, even in a league built on competition. One viral tweet summed it up perfectly. In a league full of rivalries, this friendship is the one everyone's rooting for. Their story also gave people a new look at women's sports. For years, WNBA players have been fighting for visibility and respect. But seeing moments like Caitlin and Kate's reminded people why sports matter, because they showed humanity, not just highlights. Even off the court, the friendship kept showing up. They'd appear in each other's interviews, share small interactions on social media, and cheer for each other's success. Clark once told reporters that Martin was one of the most selfless people she'd ever met. Martin said Clark's drive inspired her daily. That kind of mutual respect is rare, especially when fame and pressure could easily pull people apart. Through the chaos of Caitlin's rookie season, the media storms, the physical games, the constant scrutiny, Kate was often seen checking in on her. That quiet support, away from cameras, showed the real strength of their friendship. It's easy to call them best friends, but it's deeper than that. They've shared victories, heartbreaks, long nights of practice, bus rides, and pressure that few people can understand. They've seen each other at their best and their worst, and they've stayed steady through it all. Their friendship also became a symbol for young athletes everywhere. Parents and coaches would share their story to teach kids about teamwork, respect, and gratitude. Because in a world that often values stats and fame, Caitlin and Kate's story reminds everyone that character still matters. It's not lost on fans either. During games, you'll often see signs saying Hawkeye Sisters or Clark and Martin Forever. It's not marketing, it's real connection. Social media kept fueling it. The viral tunnel hug after the Aces Fever game. The video of Caitlin celebrating Kate's draft moment. The smiling pre-game stare-down photo. Each became part of their story. Snapshots of a friendship built on authenticity. And those moments stood out because they weren't staged. They were natural, human reactions. In an era where everything can look curated, their interactions felt real. Even commentators couldn't help but smile. During broadcasts, you'd hear lines like, "You can tell these two have a lot of history," or "That's love right there," friendly competition at its best. It's rare for a friendship to survive the jump from college to professional sports. But for Clark and Martin, it didn't just survive, it got stronger. When Clark struggled with early season criticism, Martin defended her in interviews, reminding people how much pressure Caitlin was under and how hard she worked. When Martin had her breakout games with the Aces, Clark shouted her out online, cheering her on even while preparing for her own matches. That's the thing about their bond. It's mutual, constant, and real. And maybe that's why so many people connect with it. Their story is about more than basketball. It's about growing together, celebrating each other, and proving that success doesn't have to come at the cost of friendship. It's about how two people can share the same dream and still root for each other every step of the way. And it's not over. Both are still young, still building their legacies, still learning how to balance fame, pressure, and personal growth. Their paths will keep crossing. More games, more competition, more viral moments. But no matter where their careers take them, that Iowa bond, the shared memories, the laughter, the lessons will always be there. It's rare to see a story in sports that feels this pure. In a league that's growing fast, full of rivalries and headlines, Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin remind fans that at the heart of it all are people who genuinely love the game and each other.
And a couple days ago, you beat your buddy, Caitlin Clark, in the Indiana Fever the other night. So, how's she taking the loss? Or are you two still talking? Or she writing back her text? She's being responsive?
Yes, of course. It's not about, about that whenever you have such a close friendship with somebody, we know somebody's going to have to win, somebody's going to have to lose, but, we're there for each other always. And, obviously happy that we won, but also, always cheering her on, always in her corner.
So next time you see a clip of Caitlin and Kate laughing after a game, remember, this friendship started long before the bright lights. It started with two teammates who believed in each other when the world wasn't watching. And maybe that's why their story hits so deep, because it feels real, human, and honest. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin's journey from Iowa teammates to WNBA rivals and lifelong friends, make sure to drop a comment, hype it up in the chat, and subscribe for more stories like this. Your support helps keep these real sports moments alive, and we've got plenty more coming your way.